What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report. And the Miami Heat have lost to the Boston Celtics by 2 points in a very, very entertaining, close game. Heartbreaking loss for the Heat, man. And you know what? I'm not really too mad at this loss. It's just more that I'm like disappointed or like sad because I don't think we played badly at all. It's one of those losses where it could have gone either way, and it just didn't fall for us tonight. Credit to the Celtics, they played pretty well. There are some things that I would like to, some questions that I'd like to ask that I didn't really know why we did some things that we did. Some points that I'd like to point out. And obviously we're going to do the player ratings at the end. But let's start off with, individual takeaways that I saw from the game. The first one being we allowed 16 offensive rebounds in this game. And 16 offensive rebounds, I'm putting that on Bam. Bam is going to have to take the blame on that one because he is our center. He is an all-star. And that's unacceptable to allow 16 offensive rebounds. Especially, we allowed a bunch to Peyton Pritchard, who's a 6'1" guard. Unacceptable. I don't know what happened in that last play. I don't know who was at fault for that, putback, because I think Peyton Pritchard was Tyler's man, so maybe I think Tyler fell asleep and he could have gotten the ball. But also I think Bam was gonna get the rebound, but Duncan accidentally bumped him out of the way, so he couldn't get the rebound. It was just a comedy of errors for that last possession. I thought we defended well against Smart, who tried to draw a foul, but then after that they just made something out of nothing. They just got a random offensive rebound that we didn't track down, and we lost the game because of that. So offensive rebounds killed us that entire game. There were a lot of long rebounds that went to the Celtics, especially in the first half, where they missed a three, got the long rebound, and then hit another three, which was just a momentum killer because you do all the defensive effort in the first part, and then you let a rebound go to the Celtics and then let them shoot an open three. And with their quality of players, we can't allow that to happen. We let Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown get going in the first half. I'm kind of confused as to why Duncan didn't play more than he did. He didn't play the entire fourth. He just played, when we were down by 10. We put Duncan in there so that he could hit a couple threes, but I thought Duncan played better than Tyler, so I was confused as to why he didn't play. Tyler didn't have a great game. Tyler didn't have a good game. Not even a great. He didn't have a good game at all. I don't really care what the box score says. Both Tyler and Bam underperformed in my opinion. Bam was the rebounding. The rebounding was unacceptable for Bam. I thought offensively he was all right, passing, scoring, but the rebounding was terrible. And I don't know whose man Daniel Tice was, but you can't let Daniel Tice get 13 points. There were a lot of easy shots that Daniel Tice got. We can't let that happen. And I thought Avery Bradley off the bench could have played a little bit better as far as scoring the ball. He had 0 points. We need some more contributions as far as scoring from Avery. But Avery defended well. I thought he defended well. I thought he passed the ball. Everything else besides scoring, he did well. Iguodala hit a couple big shots. Precious gave us some good minutes, I thought. Some nice offensive rebounds, drew a couple fouls. Goran played well in the second half. In the first half, he was a bit rusty. Kelly got hot in the third quarter, so it was pretty surprising not to see him in the fourth either, probably because of defensive purposes. But I thought Jimmy was our best player, and that's what we need from Jimmy. He had a great game, 26, 8, and 3. He was just putting his head down and attacking, and that's what we need from Jimmy. We can't afford to have the passive one at all times. At some points, he just has to start attacking, and that's what he did last night. So hats off to Jimmy for that. But apart from Jimmy and maybe Duncan, I don't really think anyone really played that well. Bam, I guess he had an okay game, Bam, but for his standards, I'd expect a bit more as far as rebounding the ball. Tyler didn't have a great game at all. Kelly was all right. Goran was pretty okay off the bench, but apart from that, no one else really played that great. And one of the problems I'm noticing about this team is that we have a lot of guys off the bench or on the bench that aren't getting any minutes because we have a lot of guys that you look at their names and you'll be like, oh, they're rotational pieces, but they're not even getting into our rotation. So we have to either trade them or like do something with them. There's no reason why Kendrick Nunn, Myers Leonard, who else? Obviously Mo Harkless was injured. KZ, like these guys, Kendrick Nunn, Myers Leonard, KZ, these guys are all capable of getting rotation minutes, and they're all just sitting on the bench. Myers Leonard, I'm still baffled as to why we're paying this man a 2-year, $20 million contract if he's not going to do anything for us. Kendrick Nunn, he was just last year second in Rookie of the Year voting, and now he's not even in our rotation. KZ Okpala showed flashes of what he can be in the preseason, and I think can make a case to be maybe our best defender at times. But he didn't get the minutes, so I don't really know what's going on with that. I guess, we shortened the rotation. We only ran 9 people, but we have to, all these guys, we just have a bunch of people just sitting on our bench that we can, if we're not going to use them, we might as well just trade them away and get some people that are going to contribute to the team, because we need some, we need a scorer, man. I keep saying it. We need a scorer. We need a guy like Jimmy is a scorer, but we need a guy who has elite shot creating ability, and Jimmy has that to a certain extent, but a lot of Jimmy's damage is done around the rim. We need someone who can create like his own jump shot and stuff like that, like a Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal just lost against the Sixers and put up 60 points. So if I'm the Heat, I'm picking up the phone and calling whoever the Wizards GM is. I don't know who that is. Bradley Beal it can be a great fit on our team. I think Bradley Beal can be a great fit on our team. He can play off the ball. He can play on the ball. He is very versatile. He's not bad defensively. He can create his own shot very well. And a lot of these guys that they're like that we have on our bench, we can use them in a trade package if we need to, because they're not doing anything for us, man. That's the problem. Like these guys who are rotational pieces aren't getting in the rotation. So we have to do something with them. We can't just let them rot away on our bench. And hopefully we're gonna make some moves at the deadline or even like right now, because it's not, we just can't have these guys just rotting away on the bench like that. Apart from that, what else? I don't know why we didn't run more zone, because I think the few possessions that we did run zone, we played pretty well actually. We kind of took the Celtics aback, probably because we didn't run zone the whole game, but like I thought our zone was pretty good. So I don't know why we didn't run more zone, especially when that zone was effective in the playoffs. Yeah, man. I mean, the Celtics out-rebounded us by 11. We didn't turn the ball over. That was a positive. We shot. I thought our defense was pretty good. We shot better from the field. We shot better from 3. We got to the free throw line a lot. It was just the rebounds that killed us. The rebounds absolutely killed us. Yeah, man. I mean, if you don't rebound, you're not gonna win. And I think that was the reason why we lost this game. We could have won this game. We had it. We showed great fight to cut it from 15 to being up in the third quarter, but it's just tough because it was a game that I thought we were gonna pull out. Once we got the lead, I was like, okay, we got this now. It didn't work out, but I'm not gonna take this into I'm not gonna take this loss and be like, oh, we suck, we're terrible. No, I'm not gonna do all that, because I thought we played pretty well. I thought it was a great improvement of what I saw in the Dallas game, in the first game against the Bucks where we got blown out, in the Magic game. I thought we played much better. Now, what is a concern to me is our record right now. We're 3-4. Our form is very up and down. Win loss. Whatever. But I just don't know. We have to get some consistency going. We're gonna win the next game. We're gonna win the next game against the Wizards. I can already tell. I can predict it, because that's how our form has been. As soon as we lose, we just bounce back. But we have to turn that 1 win into 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, and go on a run instead of just losing the next game. And ironically, the next game is against the Wizards. So if y'all want to show Bradley Beal that he can fit on our team, then go for it. Even a guy, it doesn't even have to be Bradley Beal. Victor Oladipo wants to come to the Heat. That's very well known that he wants to come to the Heat. He's playing much better this year than he was last year. He's averaging 20 points this year, so he looks like he's back, to his old self. So I mean, I think he made the All-Star game averaging 19, and he's averaging 20 right now in 7 games. So I think Victor Oladipo could be a guy we could trade for. There's a lot of people out there: Oladipo, Bradley Beal, James Harden is still on the market. We have to do something, because a lot of these guys sitting on our bench are not getting minutes at all, and we're better off shipping them off and getting some people that are actually going to contribute, because these guys are rotational pieces that we're not playing. So Pat Riley makes some trades, man. We need a scorer. That's what we need at the guard position. And Victor Oladipo, I think, could be a better player, a better fit for us than Bradley Beal, or a better player for us to trade for, because I don't think the Wizards want to let him go, Bradley Beal. But I think the Pacers would be more willing to let Oladipo go. And I think it would be easier to trade for Oladipo than it would be to trade for Bradley Beal, because obviously Bradley Beal is a much better player. But Oladipo, I think, is better defensively, so I think he would fit on our team pretty well, Oladipo. So just watch out. Oladipo, Bradley Beal, or James Harden. One of those players should be on our team. We should be trying to trade for at least one of those players. But let's move on to the player ratings, man. I mean, obviously in a disappointing night, there were some bright spots, but Tyler Hero is not one of them. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. He's rebounding the ball pretty well, Tyler. It's just that as you're our starting point guard, we need you to pass the ball a little bit better than what you are showing right now. 1 assist is not great. And I keep saying that Tyler Hero is not a natural point guard, but I think Spo is saying, we're just gonna trust him to play that position, because I think he knows how important Duncan is. So he doesn't want to drop Duncan. But he also knows that Tyler is going to be he's a rising star in this league, so he doesn't want to drop Tyler. So he's just kind of trying to play both of them together. But I don't know why in the first half we started off with Tyler Hero guarding Jason Tatum. It was just a big mismatch. Like, Tatum just had his way because Tyler's not the greatest defender, which is a downfall of Kelly Olynyk being in the starting lineup. And let me explain to you why this relates to Kelly Olynyk being in the starting lineup, because if Olynyk is in the starting lineup, that's another defensive liability there. So right now we have 3 defensive liabilities in the starting lineup. But if you look at that and compare it to the team that we played in the playoffs, we only had 2 because Jay Crowder was there instead of Kelly Olynyk. So Jay Crowder would have probably got the assignment on Jason Tatum in the playoffs last year. But right now we can't put Kelly Olynyk on Jason Tatum because he is a defensive liability. So we have to basically pick from a bad bunch defensively and put them on Tatum. So Tyler's probably the best defender out of him, Duncan, and Kelly, which is why we're putting him on Tatum right now. But that's just not a good matchup, especially when the Celtics are running 2 bigs. So Bam and Kelly have to pick up Tristan Thompson and Daniel Tice. We can't have Tyler Hero and Daniel Tice. So for this game, it just didn't make sense to put maybe I don't think the starting lineup made that much sense. I know we won the last game, but for defensive purposes, I would have liked to see either Avery Bradley or Andre Iguodala start. Kendrick Nunn needs some minutes if we're not going to trade him, because he's, out of all of our guards apart from Avery Bradley, he is our best defensive guard. He's better than Tyler defensively, Duncan, Goran defensively. But Tyler, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. Not his best performance, but he'll bounce back. And we just have to be patient with Tyler. I think we're stuck in whether we want to win now or whether we want to, be patient. If we want to win now, then we might have to move on from Tyler being in the starting lineup, or move on from Tyler being on our team. But we have chosen the option of being patient, so we have to be patient with Tyler. Duncan, I thought Duncan had a great game by his standards. He's not like a 20-point scorer, so 16 points is a good showing from Duncan. So 6 out of 10 for Duncan. Average performance, not bad. I'm not going to give him more than a 7 because we lost the game, but 6 out of 10 for Duncan. Jimmy, 7 out of 10. I would have given him an 8 if we won the game, but we did lose. 26, 8, and 3. Great game for Jimmy. Looks like he tweaked his ankle in the game as well, but he looked like he shook that off. He looked pretty good. Kelly, 5.5. Wasn't his best game, but he did get hot in the third quarter. He didn't get the minutes to really show how impactful he could have been. Only played 21 minutes, but didn't play too bad. Bam, 5.5. And I know the box score might say 15 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. With 6 being average, I think Bam had a below average game because of how many offensive rebounds we let the Celtics have, and the fact that the Celtics out-rebounded us by 11. Goran off the bench, I thought had a pretty good game. 6 out of 10 average performance for me. He hit the big shot at the end, and I thought we were gonna go to overtime, but we know what happened after that. Avery Bradley, 5 out of 10. I liked his defense and I liked his playmaking, but we just need a little bit more scoring from Avery Bradley. And he's shown that he can score the ball. We've seen him score the ball, but we just need him to score in. We just needed him to score in that game. Iguodala, 6 out of 10. Because for Andre Iguodala, I'm not expecting Iguodala to score more than 6 points every night, because I just know that Iguodala in this stage of his career is a guy that we throw out there to play defense and be an extra ball handler. But he hit 3 big threes, so shout out to Iguodala. I thought Iguodala played pretty well off the bench. Precious, I like Precious's energy, man. He only got 14 minutes. I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. He did a little bit of everything. Precious is another guy we're gonna have to be patient with, but he's gonna be a great piece for us in the future, no doubt about it. And apart from that, I think that's everyone who played. So that's gonna be it for me in this video, guys. Hopefully we can bounce back. I mean, it's just written in the stars we're gonna bounce back against the Wizards. That's how up and down our form has been. But yeah, hopefully we bounce back against the Wizards. Then we have a rematch against the Celtics on Sunday. So 2 games that I'm expecting us to win, because then after that we have the Sixers twice, which is gonna be tough considering the form that they are on. But hopefully we win these games, guys. As usual, make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment down below what your thoughts were on the game. And yeah, everything that my Twitter and my podcast are going to be in the description. Hit those up, please, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.